Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
Of course it is. And good evening to Mr. George Roger Boaty, and a very good evening to you all. My darlings, my loves, my little bowls of apple crumble with custard. It is nothing less than a sheer orgasmic joy to be back with you tonight and to say welcome to Tuesday Night Live, where I, your friend Boaty, will be coming into your eyes and your ears direct from Windy Bottom here in the Peak District National Park. And before I really start, and before any of you start with the usual ritual abuse, bullying and humiliation, I would strongly advise you to keep your powder dry. Don't shoot too early, because tonight, I'm always honest with you, I'm always open with you. Tonight, you are going to have the opportunity to laugh at me, to laugh at my expense, to call me all of the idiots under the sun, and to basically rip 1,000 tons of piss out of me. Because, my darlings, I've had another disaster. I've had another terrible mishap or memorable tishap. And here is your clue. Now, you can feel free to laugh at me because, as it happens, everything's turned out relatively okay. It has just cost me money, pride, which, you know, I've got plenty of pride to spare. I'm an arrogant twat. But it's cost me money and I don't have money to spare. And it's been a disaster. And arguably, and you probably will argue this, arguably, it may potentially, in theory, in a sense, be my fault. So, go mad, enjoy yourselves. You can't beat me up any more than I've already beaten myself up. But there are other things to talk about as well, aren't there? And I would like to talk about you. That's right, you. You gorgeous little fluffmeister, you. I would like to talk about you, and I would like to, well, I mean, first and foremost, I hope your day has been extra fluffed with happiness and joy, you know, or it hasn't been too shitty and you've managed to struggle through it. I hope you've had something nice to eat. I hope that you're feeling relaxed and possibly have a nice beverage on hand. No, don't say that. Don't say what you were thinking then. That's how you get yourself in trouble. You know, there should be some filter between what goes on in here and what you allow to come out of here. Not everything in your head is suitable for broadcasting. You know, why don't you just have a slurp of your wine, shut up and go through the comments and welcome these people. Welcome these people who have given you their time and gone 11 o'clock at night. It's not much to bloody ask, is it? Oh, God. I don't know what you see in him. I really don't. I'd be watching another channel if I were you. There must be something. Cheers, darling. You're very good health. So, tell me about your day. Tell me what you've had to eat. Tell me what you're up to now. Or just stay tuned and have a bloody good laugh at my expense. You know, the choice is yours. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm getting that. This is only the cheap wine, but for some reason I'm getting that burning tendril thing as it goes down, and it's spreading warmth throughout my ample abdomen. Or, as I prefer to call it, my veranda over the pleasure gardens. Yes, I've reached the age and size where I need a periscope to have a glimpse of my little tinkle. Ah, dear, dear, dear. Anyway, enough of my little tinkle. And I'm sure we all have had enough of it. Who have I got? Joe, the lovely Joe Cox, who is just such a warm and delightful, frenzied element of wonderfulness, and it's a joy to have him here. And oh well, Joe's dived straight in, hasn't he? He says, "Good evening, Jason," and very good evening to you, Joe. Hope you had a great day. No, it's been pants. Are you on the wonk? You are very slightly on the wonk, aren't you? Don't deny it. Don't deny it. I can see. And you're also not as central as I'd like you to be. I'd like you to be, yeah, a bit more that way. I'd like the chair to be in the middle. Thank you very much. And I would like you to be slightly unwonked. Hold on. Right, are you unwonked now? Let me have a look. Oh no, I've overwonked you. I've overwonked you. Dear me. That was careless, wasn't it? I unwonked you too far and wonked you the other way. Let's have a look at that. No. No, that's completely wrong. Let's have a look at that. Oh, that's better. That's better. I'm a professional broadcaster, darling. I can't work if you're on the wonk. Actually, I think that's just back to where it was before. But I'm happy with that. Let's go with it. Joe, the lovely Joe, goes on to say, I've just seen Paul's video. And then he adds an exclamation mark for good measure. So I should have said it in a more exclamatory tone, shouldn't I? I'll have another go. Hold on. I've just seen Paul's video. Oh, it was quite good, wasn't it? God, I should have been a Shakespearean actor, me. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well, Horatio. I could even do to be or not to be in German. Sein oder nicht sein, das ist die Frage. Where's Beards and Bangers when you need him? He speaks German. He would have appreciated that. He would have exploded with joy. He looks at it. Beards and Bangers does look like the sort of man who would almost literally explode with joy. He's a very joyful chap. I, of course, have met Mr. B&B, and I would remind you that his double rooms are for married couples only, and there is a £10 supplement per person for a cooked breakfast. But I've met him in real life, and he is an absolute bundle of joy. A very, very nice chap indeed. In fact, all of you lot that I've met have been absolutely lovely. Well, you know, mustard can be a bit one way or the other. You know what mustard's like, you. I mean, mustard under the right circumstances is lovely on your ham sandwich or with your steak, but you wouldn't want it on ice cream. Well, that's the sort of chap mustard is. He's a lovely fellow to hang out with, but you wouldn't want him living in your bathroom. God, can you imagine that? Imagine if Captain Mustard lived in your bath. Just imagine that. Go on, imagine it. I am imagining it now. So imagine that you stumble into your smallest room in the house, let's say at about 10:15 of a morning, and you settle down on the throne, pants or panties around ankles, get out one of your favourite books and settle in for a nice half-hour session. And then suddenly this shaggy grey head appears over the rim of your bath and says, "Oh, you're up. Any chance of a cup of tea?" So, feature 1. What would be the best and worst aspects of Captain Mustard living in your bath? So, answers to that one, please, and I will read on with the comment. Joe says, Fanny has gone somewhere. No spoilers here. And I'm so glad to see she's gone to an enthusiast owner who will keep her going for many years. And the odd thrashing. So, as Joe's well and truly stolen my thunder. He hasn't. Well, he has. But he wasn't first. Mustard stole my thunder first. I got a message saying, are you going to mention it in the live stream? And I said, hell yeah, I've promised them I will. And he said, right, I'll get my video out first. Mustard really is the sort of chap who, if he can't be first, he's going to take his ball home and nobody can play. I am only joking. I'm not. Yes, just my little joke. It isn't. So, it was quite right that Mustard managed to get his video out first. So, so that's it. That's what's happened today. Fanny has left the building. She is now with her new owner, and as I told you last night, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't think of a better home for her to go to. And also, I think that Fanny is the right car for him and his good lady wife. And I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer for them. I think that motoring is going to become a lot more fun and a lot more of an adventure for them both, as it has become for me with my ragtops. And I'm going to keep on with my quest to get you all to buy MGFs or MGTFs, preferably off me. And Mustard and the banker and our secret fourth semi-partner, Graham, who you will be seeing a lot more of on this, Chanel. Oh, that was nice, wasn't it? Chanel. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. And then Joe goes on with a third comment and says, also, the coffee maker exchange was brilliant. Well, not many people will have seen that, Joe. That's on yesterday's Daily Diary vid, and only channel members will have seen that. The rest of them are going to have to wait until, next Tuesday. The coffee maker exchange was brilliant. I look forward to a lovely cup of coffee when I come to the Yard of Dreams. Yeah, good luck with that one. I brought the pods back up. Well, I left some pods, but I'm not keeping an endless supply of really expensive pods there for Mustard to plunder. No, of course you'll have a lovely cup of coffee, Joe. And other beverages are available. via the machine that I took to the yard of excrement, as Mustard most amusingly called in tonight's video. Yeah, it now boasts posh hot beverage making facilities, and I would strongly advise that you take your own pods, because the chances are there won't be any in the lockup of poo. But I had 2 lovely cups of coffee yesterday, and I really needed them, to be honest. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. It's Wednesday today. No, it's not. It's Tuesday today, isn't it? It's only Tuesday. That means I've still got Wednesday in hand. That's nice. I'll look forward to that. I'll have a really nice lunch. That's what I'll tell you what I'll have for lunch tomorrow. Now, because of my disaster today, I didn't get to the shop. However, tomorrow I'm going to make lasagne chicken. That's my garlic and mustard marinated chicken. I'm going to do my homemade seasoned chips. And I'm going to do the, I'm going to do Lyonnaise chicken. I'm going to, with, no I won't. I'll do the chicken as is, with my rustic skin on homemade seasoned mega huge chips. And I'll tell you what I'll make. I will make a fantastic white pepper Cajun onion gravy. I've got all the things that I need for that, I think. I've got an onion. Yeah, I have. I haven't got much. You see, this is why I needed to go shopping. Oh, you can't see, can you? This is my vegetable drawer. 1 potato, 1 onion. But that will do for tomorrow's lunch. And unless I have another disaster tomorrow night, I can go shopping tomorrow, can't I? Yes, of course I can. And if you were wondering about what I'm going to eat tonight, Momo. Yes, baby, Momo. It's Momo night, and that means that it is the best night. And let me remind you that if you would like to share in the Momo joy, then I can supply you with 50 handmade by a Nepali chef to a traditional Himalayan village recipe, you dumb twat. I can supply you 50 beautifully frozen Momo for your delectation and delight for just £20. And for another tenner, I can supply 50 Momos worth of equally authentic Nepali chef-made Momo chutney, which just takes it all to a huge new level. Or if you're a channel member, you can get Momo and chutney for just 25 quid. And like the man who can't pronounce the letter F or T, you can't say fairer than that. Yeah, so it's Momo for supper tonight. Looking forward to that very much. Now then, oh God, here we go. Son of Boaty says, "Hi Daddy, hope you're okay." I'm great, son. Fantastic to have you here with me. You still haven't told me who your mother is. I'd like to know, just out of interest. Oh Christ. What we calling him? Hubby, yeah, because I can't say hub cunt. Oops. Hubby is here and says, "Good evening, Richard Cranium, aka Boaty." That's nice, isn't it? Let's get the abuse in early. Trace is here, the Greenwood, and says evening all. Barry is here and says hello. Simon is here, now smashing pistons, of course. Hey up, people of the tinterwebs, he says. Oh, Neil Gibbons is here, how lovely. Hello all, hope you've all had a good day. Simon says, let's see what Tuesday brings from Mr. Momo Face. Black Lion says, Saturn made a belt out of old watches tonight. What a waste of time that was. Jesus Christ. Go and sit on the naughty step. Go on. Underscore or long man as you're calling yourself now. Shift up, Black Lines is coming on. And speaking of long man, here he is, the lovely Matt. Good evening, one and all, how's life? Jaden is here, everything cars, evening all. Cheeseburger is here, Mark 5 Cortina, evening all. Simon says, oh, I used that one at work the other week, and he's talking about Black Lines' joke. I see some new names, says Trace. Love them, Matt and Simon. And then goes on to say, Matt, I shall miss, underscore. But Longman totally suits you. And if you were wondering, Trace, Longman is what my chefs call, who have, of course, met Matt many times and provided him with food. And that's what they call him, because they're not great with English names. And they say, where is Longman? We have not seen Longman. And he's decided to adopt it. And why not? Oh, Christ. Oh, God. Oh, a haiku before we get to the oh, Christ, oh, God. Fleet of foot the sun, we down its warm glory, then darkness arrives. That's rather good. I do genuinely love your haikus. We should do something with them, or you should. Or I should just appropriate them on your behalf. Right. I said I wasn't going to talk about my disaster in the live stream, right? And Ram and Gopi, probably Ram, said, we will come on the live stream and we will tell them. So I thought, well, I'd better fess up and tell you all about it then, hadn't I? And sure enough, I thought they were bluffing. No, they weren't. Kathmandu Kitchen is here and says, ha, ha. I'm telling them. Who is it, Ram or Gopi? It's Ram, isn't it? It's Ram, I think. Yeah, I'm telling them, so you can't blackmail me. My name's not Hewitt. My name's not BBC presenter. That's like the worst kept secret in the world, isn't it? Longman says, yes, I'm already questioning the name changed, as I'm quite attached to being underscore, but thought I'd have a change for a bit. And Trace says, hey up, smashing new name, Simon. Smashing pistons. I feel Longman fits, says Matt. I look long more than tall. Good evening, one and all, says Adam, pure evil, who is amongst us. Cheeseburger says, when Boaty was late, I wasn't late. Well, I might have been 30 seconds late. You can't count that. I can only apologise. When Boaty was late, I thought he'd been locked up. BBC presenter sending abusive messages to men from a dating app. I'm not a BBC presenter. Well, not anymore. It's not me. It's not me. And bizarrely, despite my relationship with Mustard and my occasional campness, I am straight. There is the chances of me sending slightly dodgy messages to another chap are very slim. Rather like the women that I date, they're very slim as well. Anyway. Yeah. And Kathmandu Kitchen says, hi, Boaty, Jessono. Good evening to you, and it's lovely to have you with us. Even if you did only join the live stream so that you could grass me up and tell them what happened tonight, in case I decided not to or forgot to. But thank you, namaskar, and thank you for being here. Oh dear, says Black Lines. He's given the wrong keys to the buyer, says Trace. I wasn't involved in the handover today. Mustard was in charge of that, all on his own. Joe says, you haven't killed Boo. No, Joe, I haven't. But I almost had to hurt Boo very badly indeed. And it is Boo that is the subject of this disaster. Mike is here, Classic Wheels Wales, and says, evening humans, and then this is aimed at me. What a tosser. Thank you, Mike, I appreciate that. I am indeed an expert cooker of pancakes. You've never seen anybody tossing like me. I'm an absolute expert at it. You wouldn't believe how quick I am. Frenzied. I'm a frenzied tosser. Even at my age. Oh, God. Have you crashed into someone? Asked Barry. No. Matt says he's only 10% gay now. It cost him some pride. And people are saying hello to Mike, which is lovely. Has he been to a car key party? No. Oh, Matt's got it. Locked a key in the car, locked a key in the car, or in a car as you've got loads. You've nailed it there, Matt. Oh, and Kathmandu Kitchen, which I'm pretty sure is Ram, says good evening to you all. Yeah, let's all say hello to Ram and possibly Gopi. They might both be watching. So, hello, Ram and Gopi, my two lovely chefs. But they're my brothers. I love them absolutely dearly, and they look after me, and they're just wonderful people. You should all meet them. You really should. You should all come to the restaurant one night. You'd have a lovely time. We'd really look after you. But Matt, you got it right. I'll quickly tell you the story and then we'll plow on with the comments. As I do sometimes when I know it's going to be a quiet night, I don't take my Arthur Daily. I take one of the other cars to turn the wheels over, charge the battery, get some cheap fuel from from Sainsbury's, from the supermarket. And that's what I did tonight with Miss Boo. Yeah, I took my beautiful Freelander to work, and we got a delivery quite a long way away to Cryche, which you may know for the famous Cryche Tramway Museum, or the song of that title by John Shuttleworth. And I rock up, turn the car off, take the food to the charming young lady, who also turns out to be a Rover fan, and I think has subscribed to the channel and is very interested in a Rover 25. Anyway, I take the food, go back to the car. It's managed to lock itself, hasn't it? My keys are inside the car, my wallet is inside the car, my phone is, everything is inside the car, and it's locked. I don't know how, I don't know why. I think it must have just been a glitch. I tested the door afterwards, and you can't lock the door by, accidentally putting the driver's thing down and that actuating the central locking. It just locked itself for no apparent reason. One of those things, isn't it? And so I'm miles from anywhere in Cryche. I've got no money, no phone, I can't ring the AA, I can't do anything. And somebody who was visiting the charming young lady, lovely young chap, he was there and trying to help. And their neighbour turned up, who is a mechanic, and he tried to help. And there's no way of getting into the car. It is impregnable. None of the windows could be forced down, the doors are tight, all the seals are tight. And the mechanic chap looked at me and he said, I can only see this ending in one way. And I looked at him and I said, it's going to have to be a window, isn't it? And he said, yeah, it's going to have to be a window. So he went off to get some tape so that we could tape a window and a hammer so that we could put the window through. Now, as you can imagine, I am not overly happy with this situation, but what else can I do? What else can I do? The car's in the middle of the road as well, by the way. A residential parking area. And God bless him, without giving away details of their personal life, but the chap who was visiting turned out to be the ex-partner, shared child, that sort of thing, and he was dropping the kid back after visiting grandparents and whatnot. And he said, have you got a spare key? I said, yes, but it's at home. He said, where do you live? I said, miles away, 14, 15 miles away. He said, cover my fuel, I'll take you to get it. bring you back. I said, God, really? He said, yeah, I can't see you like this, and I can't, you know, you're going to have to break a window. It's going to be a mess. I can see you really don't want to do it. And so cut a long story short, bless his heart. He jumped in his car. He brought me all the way to Windy Bum. And I didn't get his name. I forgot to ask his name. But if anybody knows him, then thank you so much. You're a splendid chap, absolutely top drawer. Yeah, he brought me all the way back here to Windy Bum. I jumped in the cottage, got my spare key, which is this one. Thank God I had a spare key. And then he took me all the way back. It took an hour. And then thank you, Tony, as well, because we had to borrow somebody else's delivery driver to do deliveries while I was arsing about for an hour and a half or more. And yeah, he took me all the way back, got straight in with the spare key, and back to the restaurant, and you know, it was all good. And I more than covered his fuel, and there's a free meal waiting for both him and the young lady, by way of further thanks. He is actually a customer of ours, it turns out. So yeah, I was so grateful for that. Otherwise, I would have been faced with a smashed window and all of that grief, and you know, could have just done without it. So it could have been a million times worse, and it wasn't, thanks to the kindness, the real kindness of a total stranger, because he'd been to work. He'd come straight from work to drive miles to pick up his child, driven miles back to take the child to his parents for a meal and whatnot and time together, and then miles back to drop the child off. I'm sure that all that man wanted to do was to get home and chill out, and instead of that, he took this idiot an hour or more out of his way and plenty of driving across the tops to help me out. So I really couldn't be more grateful. And isn't it great that there are such wonderful people in the world? And I've not been able to replicate the issue. I've got no idea how it happened. But the lesson here is always take your keys out of the car. And if you are going away from home on a day trip or a holiday and you've got other people with you, give the spare keys to your car to one of your fellow passengers. Yeah, lesson learned. So there you go. That's what happened tonight. It's you know, it turned out fine. Could have been a lot worse, and I'm so grateful to all of the people who helped. What an idiot! What an idiot I am! I couldn't believe it. That's never happened to me before, and it's probably one of those things that once it happens, you become anal about always removing the keys. But there you go. Have a laugh at me. Call me names. Not that you need any encouragement to do that sort of thing. Right, let's see what else is going on. And well done, Matt, on being the first to figure it out. Oh, a virtual hug from Simon, thank you. Matt says, weekend tickets for the post-Abingdon show booked. Excellent. I've got no idea what that is. Liz says, hello all. Liz, I haven't sent you the bin numbers, and I'm really annoyed that I haven't. But I'm going to do it tonight or first thing in the morning, I promise. Cheeseburger says, has he paid 35,000 quid for some photos? No, I bloody haven't. And now I know it's a chap, I wouldn't pay 35p. Well, I'd actually pay £3.50 not to see them. Oh, God. Oh, and Trace says to Liz, well done for controlling the beast on the lunch bids last week. Oh, Johnny's here. Johnny Two Scoops is here and says, hello, boaters. Hi, Johnny. How you doing? Hope your day's been great. And yeah, let's put it out there then, as Johnny is here and seeing this, and some of you have already seen Mustard's video. Johnny Two Scoops, the lovely Johnny who you will have seen with me and with Mustard on Mustard's channel. He's the nicest guy, and he genuinely is. And he's an interesting guy. You know, some people are lovely, but there's no real spark of interest with that. He kind of ticks all the boxes because he's a lovely guy, but he's also really interesting to talk to, and he's really funny, and he's very witty and intelligent. We had off camera a really interesting conversation yesterday that I really very much enjoyed. Anyway, the point is, Johnny is Fanny's new daddy. He's the new owner. Yeah. And I think you will all know that Johnny is a really excellent car owner. You'll know that from having seen what he's done with his own cars. And I just think that the universe has worked out really well this time. And as it's done with me and some of my fleet, I think the universe has put the right man and wife and the right car together. I genuinely, honestly believe that. Yeah. I couldn't be happier on both sides. An amazing car that, as Mustard said on the video, turned out to be even rarer than we thought. Even if you look at the comments on Mustard's video, even the great Mr. Joseph Lloyd, another lovely chap of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, chimed in and said, my goodness, that is the latest registered MGF that I have ever seen. Now, we knew it was super late. We didn't know why it was super late. And we've got Liz to thank for helping us to find out why with her amazing database. But the point is, an important car that deserves not just to survive, but to thrive, has ended up in the hands that is going to allow it to do exactly that. And a lovely guy who has never had an open-top sports car before is, or has already, going to be enjoying a massive new adventure with a totally different style of motoring. And I think it's just going to be perfect. I think he's going to have as much fun as I've been having with Wetleg and Minchbag and Fanny, of course. Yeah, he's going to have as much fun and probably more as Mustard and me. And as Mustard and I both said on video, we said that we were jealous of whoever was going to end up with Fanny. And I am genuinely jealous. Fanny was beyond both Mustard's and my means, but it's just the best thing all round. Fanny staying in the community, we'll get to see her, we'll get to keep up with her news. You know, no doubt there will be further sympathetic improvements, perhaps modifications, personalizations. And I'm just so chuffed. It's one of those situations where everything's worked out perfectly. And that seems to be happening quite a lot, actually. And it's making sense of what Mustard and I, well, Mustard's been doing it for a while, and it's making sense of what Mustard and I were trying to ramp up and do, going back almost a year when we first had a go at Mustard and Boaty do cars. And now we're in this second generation of Mustard and Boaty doing cars, where we're doing them a bit more proactively and a bit more successfully, with our third man in the equation, who is lovelier than you will ever realise. Maybe you'll find out one day. But yeah, it all seems to be happening. You know, Alfie has ended up in what turns out to be absolutely the right home. Gladys has ended up in absolutely the right home. We've got, obviously, Fanny has gone to ideal home. Who else? Michael Jackson is going to start a new life in Cornwall with, again, one of us. These cars are all within the community. Yeah, Michael Jackson's going to be having an amazing life with the fabulous Joe. And I can't say too much, but tomorrow, another one is going to another member of the community that is going to be a fabulous home. And that's going to be a two-way thing, because there's one going out tomorrow and there's one coming in. It's one of those deals where two cars are involved. And in due course, the car that's coming in, it might already be sold actually, but that will be, so it's brilliant. This is exactly what we wanted to, if not make happen, then facilitate. Just making sure the cars that we cared about and people that we cared about end up with the best of each other. And, you know, hopefully we could make a little bit of pocket money along the way, or at least get some content for the videos out of it. And that actually seems to be happening now, and it's brilliant. Mustard and I are really chuffed. And when we get results like Joe with Michael Jackson, and certainly like the lovely Johnny with the amazing Fanny, I mean, that's just brilliant, isn't it? I mean, isn't it brilliant though? Such an important card, and a card that we've got that personal involvement with, and we're not having to wave goodbye to it forever. You know, it's still going to be in our lives, and that's great. Anyway, let's get back to you lot. Black Lion says it's my 15th wedding anniversary tomorrow. I'm counting that as an achievement. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't make it to 15, nowhere near, about half that. So many congratulations to you and Mrs. Black Lions for your anniversary tomorrow. Oh, Matt had, we're getting onto the food, Matt had chicken nuggets with crusty cobs and Nando's medium sauce. And we're congratulating Mark, who is, of course, called Steve. Somebody else has done it. Who called him Mark? Oh, it was Mike. Mike, Classic Wheels Wales, called Steve Mark. Mike, you tosser. Oh, dear. Oh, God, how far behind am I with comments? Trace has just said that's wonked the other way now. God, am I that far behind? Dear me. Liz says to Trace, sorry I'm so softly spoken. Was trying to unsuccessfully hide behind Boaty, but I'm as wide as he is tall, so it didn't work out. You see, Trace, it's not me trying to hog the camera. Some people are a little bit more camera shy and prefer being shielded behind me, so I was actually being a gentleman. Yeah. Too much wonking going on, says Johnny. Oh dear, Boaty's wonker. Wonk this, wonk that. It's like Hollyoaks after hours. Excitable Boaty is a fun Boaty, says Simon. Oh, Ram's still here and saying hello to people. That's good. It's not your fault, but... Oh, I thought this was going to be something nice about me, but it's not. Trace says, Liz, it's not your fault Boaty has such a vast voice and mass. I watched again with headphones. It's just we like to hear what you have to say. A sane voice and a caravan of madness. Well, thanks for that. Vast voice and mass. Lovely. Oh, God. Oh, and then Trace says, oh, don't get the Muff Magnet Club going on seeing mustard in their baths. It's hot enough as it is. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Boaty settles in for a number 2. Mustard. No, I'm not reading that out, Cheeseburger, you filthy swine. Johnny says, I've been trying to keep stum about the whole thing so you guys can squeeze as much content out of it. Bless you. Well, go mad now, Johnny. Put it all over the place. Put it everywhere. Mustard's had his video. I've had the live. And bless you for keeping it under wraps for a bit. Let's have a drop more wine, shall we? Oh, Lord above. I'm genuinely so chuffed. And I hope you guys are as well. I know there was a lot of love for Fanny. And what Mustard said in the video was true. We once we got the news on the exact build history and whatnot, and we had another look around on the marketplace, and I don't mean Facebook marketplace, I mean the marketplace generally. And we realised that we'd underpriced Fanny, and that might be putting people off. So we came up with a plan. The Facebook advert was taken down, and next Monday we were going to go on holiday in Fanny and make a holiday video, the two of us just going off in a fantastic convertible car, having a wonderful time, and then we were going to put it back on sale and put at least £1,000 on the price, maybe more. And that was genuinely what was happening next Monday. And now it's not. Now it's not. So, well, we might still go on holiday, but it won't be in Fanny. Wait, what? Say Simon. Who's bought Fanny? You, Johnny Two Scoops? Yup. And Trey says, so will Johnny Two Scoops be changing his name to Johnny Fanny? That's a good question. Yeah, Two Scoops, rebrand. You haven't got any Scoops. You've got 2 amazing Rovers and an amazing MG. So, yeah, we need a rebrand, please. Evening, Deviant, says Stephen S. Paul, who's got here a little earlier than usual. And Simon agrees and says, yeah, rename that channel ASAP. Cheeseburger bought an MGF 25 years ago. Oh. And Trace says, well, Trace is laughing her bottom off and says, I'm crying now. Johnny won Fanny. Yeah, but he's got 2 Rover 75s as well. Oh, excuse me. And they are both V6s. And one is a Tourer. And of course, 2023 is the year of the Tourer. And I don't want to talk out of school, but, and mine is a big but, there's a possibility that 1 or 2 pretty special cars might possibly be coming up for sale. One is a hen's teeth car. Matt Furious Driving's ideal Rover 75. It's a Rover 75 2.5 litre V6 manual Tourer. You've seen it on my channel, you've seen it on Mustard's channel. There is a possibility that it might become available for sale. And the other, which you've also seen on my channel, is a V6 2.5 litre automatic saloon in connoisseur trim that's actually a fantastic car. It's got a few Tesco's. Well, it's got a lot of Tesco's on it. But it's a fundamentally excellent car. Probably one of the both of them are amongst the nicest Rover 75s that I've driven in. With the obvious exception of Liz's fleet, which are just, on a different level. so you can't compare them. Mike says you're obviously making loads of money. 4-way split, fucking tosser. It's not a 4-way split, it's a 3-way split. The fourth man is the supplier, and he takes his own margin. He doesn't get any of ours. But what a lovely chap. I can't wait to introduce you to Graham. You'll love him. You know, just such a genuine enthusiast that it shines through. And it's all about the cars and all about saving the cars. It's not his business, it's his hobby. Although he works harder at his hobby than he does at his business. Blackline says, I'd have to employ Mustard to point my pendulous parts correctly at the toilet bowl while I scratch my arms in the morning. That's got to be worth the minimum wage. Oh, he'd do it. Joe says, I'd love an MGF or TF one day, 100%. Matt says, I'm still behind on uploaded videos, but always try to catch everyone live. Weirdly, I found myself a little... Oh, I'm not reading that. I've given it that. You don't have to do... Oh, God. I've done Year of the Torah, and it's not 2024 yet. Come back on January the 1st. Actually, tomorrow I will be part owner of a Streetwise. So, yeah, tomorrow I will start shouting out Yachts 24 because it will be in my interest to do so. Definitely getting a... Hang on. Cheeseburger says, if Johnny is married, he... I can't read that, Cheeseburger. Oh, my God. If Johnny is married, he would be Johnny Two Fannies. That's outrageous, Cheeseburger. And Johnny says, I'm definitely getting a name change, and Boaty should be banned from naming cars. Well, talking about naming cars, if you've seen Mustard's video, you will know what car is currently in the yard, unless Mustard took it home. But which car is in the Mustard and Boaty Do Cars fleet? And there has been behind the scenes discussion of what that car should be called, because as I understand it, it is not currently named. And I've come up with, Mustard suggested, let me just check. Mustard suggested Alan and Lemmy, and it's obviously not going to be either of those. So I thought I'd better come up with a proper name. So initially, I came up with General von Klinkerhoffen, but then I came up with what I think is the best name of all. And that name, darlings, is Helga von Titwank. Cheeseburger says, is anyone listening to him? Of course they're not. Do many of the Rover owners in Boaty's world use Discord? No idea, don't know what that is. Trey says, Cheeseburger, I've only just realised he was still talking. And Simon says, Cheeseburger, who are you on about? Bollocks to you all. No car should ever be named... Mike says, no car should ever be named, for fuck's sake, it's a car. Oh, I see. No car should ever be named, says Mike. For fuck's sake, it's a car. You are wrong, Mike. Every car deserves a name. Every single car. And I'm unanimous in that. Cheeseburger says we should change frequency to avoid him. Oh, come on, Cheeseburger. I've given you a great chance to rip the piss out of me. What's the matter with you? Fucking Momo, for fuck's sake, Boaty, says Mike. Have you ever tried them, Mike? You try them, mate. You won't be saying fucking Momo then. Johnny says, listening to who? Oh, what? That loud bloke waffling on about food. The ins and outs of Johnny and Fanny, says Trace. I'm not reading that out, Cheeseburger. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, that's Matt still. 1, says Simon, don't freeze your wine. 2, start reading the comments. And 3, tell us your story. I've done all of that now, haven't I? Oh, I'm only 20 minutes behind, says Trace. Cheeseburger says, does he get paid by the minute? Oh, and Trace says, welcome, Boaty's maiden burp. Thank you for that. You were 2 minutes late, said my son. Hold on. No. Is mustard allowed to do keys? And then Simon say, oh, this is brilliant. Maybe he just hands over the box of keys and lets them sort it out themselves. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'd expect. When I bought Brian Johnston, I was given the paperwork for Brian Johnston 7 months after I bought him, for God's sake. He forgot he had it. Oh, and then Mike, lovely Mike says, Monkey Mouse Cat, and he sent me a super chat. God bless you, Mike. Thank you very much. I'll put that towards the money I had to spend out today after Keygate. Oh, God. Oh, I think we're getting on to the bit where I told you the story. Because Mike says, fucking brilliant. Joe says, bloody brilliant. Simon says, poor boo. Liz says, Boaty, don't freeze your wine. Oh, don't freeze the vin. I see what you did there. Cheeseburger says, Boaty locks the car. Cheeseburger says, right, Boaty locks the car on purpose. Miss Rover fan comes to his rescue. A pottering ensues. New film, Adventures of a Curry Delivery Man. Mike says, another quality used car from Classic Wheels Wales. Oh yeah, Boo is. Yeah, Boo of course came from Mike. What a kind bloke to do that for you, says Joe. Absolutely. And I'm so glad you haven't had to smash a window. Oh God, me too. Simon says, oh, glad Boo isn't injured. Expected something far worse than Boaty spending an hour in a car with a kind stranger and not even asking his name. Oh, we talked about all sorts of stuff. He was such a nice man. And I completely forgot to ask for his name. Because, I forgot that I'm a major minor Z-list celebrity now with upwards of 6 people watching his live stream. And I could have thanked him and he would never have seen it. Bugger off, Cheeseburger. He could have put a screwdriver through the rusty door. There is no rusty door on Boo. Boo has got... No, Boo is... Oh, Boo's lovely. What? Boo is the nice one. Bless her. I mean, apart from that, I've really enjoyed being in Boo tonight. I always enjoyed being in Boo. Oh, dear. I tried to smash the window on my Forester, says Johnny. Massive fail. It's not easy. Matt says, if you need to break a window, the best thing to use is the ceramic from a spark plug. I assume any ceramic chips work. Throw it at the rundown and it just shatters it. Oh, okay. Cheeseburger says, Simon, the best rendezvous or a single night with a stranger. No questions asked, says Simon. Rob says, who's had the Fanny? I've just joined, I'm late tonight. And before anybody says it, Rob is not Beards and Bangers. Different Rob. Rob, the artist known as Johnny Two Scoops, the lovely Johnny, is now in possession of some Fanny. He's right, I shouldn't be allowed to name cars. Helga von Titwank. God, I quite like General von Klinkhafen. Klinkhafen. General von Klinkhafen. Oh dear. Cheeseburger says, I don't need the key to open or drive the car. I can access it from the app. Yeah, like a 50-year-old bloke can work that out. I carried the key. Oh, modern technology. Laugh my arse off, says Tracy. He's not even got to the Johnny 1 Fanny yet. He's miles behind the chat, says Simon. This one's not finishing until Saturday. Which Saturday, says Cheeseburger? It could be a week-long stream. And Johnny says, me, the Fanny Daddy. There's your channel name. Johnny the Fanny Daddy. Oh, God. You might get investigated by the BBC and the Sun. Oh, hey, it's about time we did that week-long stream, isn't it? We said we were going to do that. Oh, I've missed it. I said I was going to do it for the longest day, didn't I? And none of you reminded me. Probably because you didn't want a week-long live stream. Oh, I so want to do that. I'm kind of doing the daily diary instead, I suppose. But the week-long live stream would have been fun. Maybe we'll do it next year and finish it on the longest day, on the old summer stolstip. Oh, I've frozen the wine. I've frozen the vin. Oh, I have wine turds. Never mind. It'll be grand. I'm half a bottle in. I'm past caring. Where did I get to? Daddy, what a twat locking your keys in the car. Now, I didn't lock them in the car. I want to make that clear. I did not lock them in the car. I left them in the car and then the car locked itself. Still arguably my fault, but it's never done it before. It hasn't done it since. Rob says, Johnny Two Scoops, nice one and congrats. Oh, that's nice. Trey says, ha, Johnny Two Scoops is Johnny Fanny Daddy. It's a late reg because it was left in the multi-story at Longbridge, says Cheeseburger. You're like a black cloud, aren't you? Pissing on all of our parades in a most amusing manner. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I hate people like Cheeseburger who are abusive, negative, but in such a funny way that you love them for it. It's really annoying, that. And Simon says, is that just one black MGTF left at the yard now then? Yep, and that's going to be there forever. I just wish that Steve would say, look, I'm never picking that car up and keep the deposit, I don't care. But I'm never picking it up, I don't want it anymore. Because as soon as he says that, I can have the seats out of it. My name is on those seats. Not literally, my name isn't literally on them, but as soon as that car becomes available again, I'm having the seats. I've bagged them. Christ, look at the time. Oh my God, I'm supposed to have finished. I'm probably 600 comments behind. Cheeseburger says, Boaty couldn't afford Fanny. The photo's cleared him out. It's not me. Johnny says, I keep going outside to stroke Fanny. Well, God. Yeah, if you can't beat him, join him. Oh dear. What? Simon says, Johnny Two Scoops, how often do you plan on shaving your Fanny? Why is he going to shave her? That's just weird. I'm not reading that out. That's between Johnny and Cheeseburger. And that, I'm not reading that out either. Trey says, I don't mind people hiding or shielding behind you. Just give them a mic so we can hear them. Yeah, but if I give them a mic, I've got to give everybody a mic. And I've only got 2 mics, and there were 3 of us. That's the problem there. If anybody wants to pay for an omnidirectional mic for the caravan table, I will gladly accept it. Project Ronnie is here, the lovely Jake. Wow, well, that was an interesting video from Mustard. Congrats, Johnny, on the F. And goes on to say, you'll really enjoy that car, mate. F-TFs are such fun to drive, and you won't regret your decision. I agree. Joe says, I'm really sorry, but I must go to bed. Got work in the morning, night or... Yeah, I'm late as usual, Joe, but bless you for staying up later than you should have and gracing us with your ebullient presence. In fact, we should all be going to bed. It's past finishing time. Ross says, hello, Dinosaur Dad. I don't know what that's about. The new car should be Herman the German, says Cheeseburger. The only problem is I've already had a Herman the German. Obviously, I thought of that, but my A-Class Merc was called Herman the German, so I've kind of already had one. And when I mentioned it was called Herman the German, Mustard said that's such a shit name, so I didn't dare suggest it. I like Helga von Titwank or General von Klinkerhoffen. I mean, in reality, I've got away with naming the last 2 or 3. So really, it's Mustard's turn. And I will defer to Mustard in terms of naming this car. Although I hope he comes up with something better than Alan or Lemmy. But I will always privately think of it as Helga von Titwank or General von Klinkerhoffen. And Cheeseburger says, Helga von Tit Cricket. Oh, newsflash. Johnny says, that car is actually Fräulein Schmidt. But my wife calls her, him, they, them, Sylvester. Well, no, Sylvester doesn't work. Fräulein Schmidt. You know, that's not bad. And Cheeseburger says, Johnny, isn't that a German porn star? Mike's still banging on about fucking momos. And now he's off to bed. Good night, Jason. Good night, humans. Be nice. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And take good care of yourself, mate. Catch you soon. Simone, Hooked on Classics is here. Good evening. Cheeseburger says he should have took Wetleg tonight. He could have got him with a Stanley knife. Yeah. Cheeseburger says, evening, Simone. You missed a riot. Oh, this is nice. Andrew's here. I've spotty botty. Hello, Boaty and everyone. Hello to you, mate. And hope you're doing all right. I was waiting for you to pop up whenever you were ready, and just to say that, we're all still sending you love and thoughts, and hope you find the strength to get through and do what you need to do. So, yeah, bless you, mate. Bless you and all of yours. Simone's been editing. Right, it was... rundown was actually a typo and it should have said window. Johnny says, only half a bottle in, seriously? I'm a whole bottle in and have to get up and cut some trees down tomorrow morning, you wuss. Yeah, but it's early doors for me, mate. I mean, when I finish this, that's when I really start. Although I've got a video to edit, I've got today's daily diary to get out, I've got Momo to cook, but that bottle is not going to survive. And I've got a little dribble out of another one. I might do that as well. An app to open a car, says Simone. What if your battery dies or the phone gets nicked? Cheeseburger says, that's the problem, Simone. I don't use Apple Pay either. Ivor says, looks like I missed the Fanny Fest. You did. Cheeseburger's still going on. Hubby says, Boaty is away on the scrounge. Oh, the mum of the son of Boaty is here and says, on the Fanny again, I see. Oh, yeah. That went down the wrong way. Good night, Boaty, says Jake. Catch up soon. You'll be a big fan of my vehicle of choice to come to the Project Nigel social. I'm sure I will be. And I've caught up with the comments and I'm going to let you go to bed. It's been a bit intense tonight, hasn't it? But I think I've told you everything that you need to know. Oh, name the show. Somebody name the show. Quickly. You've got 4 minutes to come up with your suggestions for naming the doings. Oh, bless you, Andrew. You're okay at the moment. That's good. And yeah, next week will be hard. And yeah, sending every bit of love and strength. A very little key will open a very heavy door. Is that a suggestion for the show? It should be, I mean, tonight's all about Johnny and Fanny. I think the name should be Johnny and Fanny related. Oh God, actually, I've just thought that Johnny is an unfortunate name in connection with Fanny, isn't it? So we should be able to come up with something like that. Oh, this one's held review and it's from Cheeseburger, so this will be fun. Oh, boo to Fanny, says Ross, as a suggestion. Oh. Video title, says Cheeseburger. Adventures of a curry delivery driver or I'm in love with a German porn star. Oh, I quite like that. I do quite like that, actually. I quite like boo to Fanny as well. Johnny says, that was fun. My first Boaty social and I've been crying with laughter. Good night, everyone. This has been a blast. I didn't realise it was your first one, Johnny. God, what a baptism of fire. You've got 3 minutes left to name this show. And Trace says, now you can see why we do this every night, Johnny. Matt's suggestion is, I swap Fanny for a tit wank. Johnny going to Fanny. Cheeseburger says Johnny is dripping wet. Well, he did tell me that he did drive with the hood down today and it has been a bit wet, so that's probably not impossible. Oh, God. 2 minutes to name this show, or whatever the hell it is. I quite like I'm in love with a German porn star. That's kind of relevant but yet kind of so generic and weird that people might just look at that and think, what the fuck is this? And that's what I like the titles to be. I want the titles to be so that somebody sees it on YouTube, sees the title and thinks, what the fuck is that? And I'm in love with the German. If I don't get a better one, then we're going to go with I'm in love with a German porn star. Tit wank, says Johnny. That's a good note to leave on. Nobody knows where my Johnny has gone. So, oh no, not that one, son of Boaty. Gosh, there are still 24 of you at this point. Oh, right, okay, let's start saying our good nights. We'll go with I'm in love with a German porn star, I think, unless something pops up in the next 30 seconds. Oh, look, darlings, because I've been very busy today, my phone wasn't charged when I went to work, and I was in Boo, and I wanted to listen to music off my phone. It wasn't a problem because I had my Top Done Jump Surge J1200 which I used as a power bank, and it fully charged my phone and kept me going all night, and it's still got 75% of battery charge in there. Available from the Top Don web store. Use the code Boaty5 for a 5% discount on this fabulous piece of equipment. They're getting their bloody money's worth out of me, aren't they? They really are. And I mean it as well. It saved my life tonight, that did. I've been listening to Alanis all night. Good night, farewell Jason, no everyone. The advertising, of course. Insert subtle Top Don promo. Well, in the interest of I don't want to be seen to be promoting one brand to the exclusion of all others, so P-Scan, buy one today. They're amazing. And if you don't have an MG Rover, then you need the King Bolin K, whatever it was, 7, an amazing bit of kit. I'm such a whore. I'm such a terrible whore. I can't help myself. Oh, a Top Don can open your windows. Yeah, exactly, son. It is a shame. Right, come on, let's all go to bed. I've got Momo to cook. I've got to get the daily diary out. I hope that some of you who hadn't seen the daily diaries bit enjoyed some parts of the omnibus edition I put out tonight. And oh yeah, tomorrow you'll get what's going out tomorrow? Oh, lunch vid tomorrow, or the first part of it anyway. It might be a 5-parter, but there we are. Okay guys, come on, let's all go to bed. I will fart you out as I always do. Here we go. There we go, darlings. That's it. You can get yourselves off to bed now. Thank you so much for tonight. I've really enjoyed it. It's been great fun. Welcome, Johnny, to your first live stream experience of mine, but I genuinely hope it won't be your last. And a very happy new car day to you. And may you and your good lady and the kids and Fanny have a long and happy time together. Thank you all so much for being here. Have yourselves a safe and peaceful night. And if spared, I can't wait to catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Take incredible care of yourselves. Have the best day that you can tomorrow. And much, much love to you all. Okay, good night. Sweet dreams.